Alright guys, welcome back to the CajunCrawfish.com kitchen today. We're working on one of my favorites, just a classic crawfish étouffée. We've got some Louisiana crawfish tail meat available on our website. I've got our Dutch oven here, just a nice cast iron, starting to preheat a little bit. This is also available on the website. And we're just going to go ahead and give you a quick rundown of just a very classic, traditional crawfish étouffée. The recipe's in the back of the packaging, but we want a video to go along with it. So I'm just going to run through the ingredients with you real quick. We've got our minced onion, a little bit of butter, some all-purpose flour, celery, a little sweet green bell pepper, some garlic. Then here we've got our salt, black pepper, and cayenne pepper. A little bit of tomato paste. I like just a little tomato paste, just gives it a little color, a little bit more flavor. I'm just going with water today, make it nice and simple, but you can use chicken stock, vegetable stock. If you had a crawfish boil, you can save some heads and make a great crawfish stock. We've got our crawfish tail meat here, Louisiana tail meat. I've kept the fat and all the liquid from inside the packaging as well. And then we've got some green onion, a little bit of lemon juice, Worcestershire, and a little fresh parsley to finish. So this is really all you need. You can get all this at your local grocery store. Get the crawfish from the website. Everything else is available just about any standard grocery store. And again, you can use water or you can make your own stock. So we're just gonna get our pot up to temp here. You can use a regular sauce pot. Traditionally, every good Cajun cook's got a cast iron and a wooden spoon. So we'll get this up to temp and we'll get started from there. All right, now our pan's preheated. I'm going to start with the butter. I want to take about a tablespoon of the butter that we've got here and reserve it for later. We're going to start with our butter and onion, and I just want to melt the butter first, and then we're going to get the onion in there. We're going to saute the onion for probably somewhere near 4 or 5 minutes. I want to cook the onion throughout. I want to go ahead and get just a little bit of color on the onion. I want to let it start to brown, start to build the flavor right off the bat with your onion. About medium high heat. All right, and we'll saute this about 5 minutes. And the next step, we'll add our flour and start to make our roux. Okay, now our onions are starting to brown. I'm going to turn the heat down a little bit. Really want it kind of medium low. I don't want it too high when we add the flour. We're going to go and start to build our roux. At this point, it's pretty important that you don't walk away. You want to be at the pot the whole time, giving this a stir. You want to cook the flour just enough so that it starts to brown. We don't want it super dark like you would for a gumbo, but we don't want it really light as well. We want to go probably 4 or 5 minutes, constantly stirring here. Not too high, you'll burn the flour. But really all we're looking for is a nice golden color. Going to get a little brown, almost a little bit of a red tint. And then we'll add the rest of our vegetables. So we're just going to stir this constantly. You can really kind of go small circles. And we're going to just get our roux nice golden brown, and we'll go from there. Okay, now as you can see, we've been about 3 minutes on the heat here. You can see the color's really starting to kind of get a little golden. You can see the onions are really starting to get a little more color to them as well. So we're going to let it go probably another 3 minutes. Really want that roux itself to start to darken, almost a reddish tint versus a dark brown. And then we'll add our veggies. Okay, now we're about 6 minutes in here. As you can see, it's nice golden brown. If you can see the onions in there, the onions are all nice and brown as well. I want to take a little bit of our little pat of butter we saved here. We're going to add that in there. That's just going to help with the rest of our vegetables. So we've got our celery, our bell pepper, and our garlic. And we just want to cook this probably about 2 or 3 minutes just to cook the rawness out of the vegetables. I'm going to go ahead and add our spices at this point too. So we've got our cayenne pepper, our black pepper, and our kosher salt. And then just the tomato paste. We want to cook the tomato paste again, just cook the rawness out of the tomato paste. Don't really want to brown or add a whole lot of color. Just cooking this throughout. So about 2 or 3 minutes. Still want to stir this constantly. This is still kind of the roux process. We don't want to burn that roux. Still on medium heat. And we'll cook it about 2 or 3 minutes, and we'll add our stock or our water. Okay, now I'm going to turn the heat up a bit to kind of medium high. Our veggies are all kind of cooked through. We're about 3 or 4 minutes or so on that. Now I've got our water. We're just going to put our water straight in here. You can deglaze this with a little white wine. If you're drinking a beer, throw a splash of beer in there if you like. So I've got our water, our Worcestershire, and a little bit of lemon juice as well. We're going to bring this up to a boil. It'll start to thicken up. Let this kind of boil away. We're going to bring it down to a simmer for a little bit. We're going to let that go for about 5 or 10 minutes just to let the sauce come together. Then I'm going to go ahead and add our crawfish tail meat. Okay, now as you can see, we've kind of come to a boil here and it's really thickened up. We've done a nice job with the roux. I'm going to go ahead and put the heat up with just a little bit. We're going to get our crawfish in there. Now you want to be careful with this. As it starts to thicken, it'll really kind of splatter. That roux is real hot. I'm going to take our crawfish and dump it in nice and slow. All the liquid that's in there, all the fat that's in the package, we want all that into the etouffee. That's just going to add flavor and help give us a really kind of an authentic crawfish flavor. I'm also going to add my green onions at this point as well. And I want to bring this up to a simmer and allow it to simmer for probably about 5 to 6 minutes. We really want to let the crawfish, they're already cooked, so we just need to reheat them throughout. We want to let all the flavors come together and let the sauce thicken up just a little bit more, and then we'll be ready to serve. So we'll turn the heat up to about medium and we'll give it 5 or 6 minutes. Alright guys, now we'll get in here and take a look at this. I've let this simmer for about 5 or 6 minutes. It's nice and thick. I wish you could smell it in here. It smells delicious. I'm going to go and turn the heat off, and I'm going to take about half of my parsley and dump it in and just give this a stir. It's just going to help to brighten it up a little bit, give a little bit of color. I'm going to save the other half just to put on top of each individual dish. This is probably enough. This recipe with 1 pound of crawfish tail meat is enough to feed about 4 people. Great for any special occasion. As you can see, we really made this in about 30 minutes. This is also a great option for just a quick, great Cajun classic at home any night of the week. While this is going, I had a pot of rice going. I got our bowl of rice here. Just going to take a couple of ladles and just pour this right over the rice. Get a little bit more sauce in there as well. And there you got it. Just a wonderful classic Louisiana crawfish tail meat, crawfish étouffée. Put a little bit of fresh parsley on there. And that's it. You're good to go. Straight from our farm to your table.